And the Razorbacks will put total leather to crank us up. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Crimson Tide offense takes the field to start things off. And these guys involve everybody in the passing game, and none more prominent than this big fella.
The quarterback knows he's going to be under duress in this game, so who do you look for? The tight end, and there aren't many better than this guy.
No, and just big bodies that you can miss a little bit high, and it really doesn't matter. But over the middle of the field, closer throws, so nice to have a security blanket with a great tight end.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. They'll give it to the back. Surges across the 30, out to the 32, a 6-yard run.
Just a simple power play. Again, not sexy, run the ball up the middle, physicality, offensive line gets to assert themselves, run block, which they love to do. This pays dividends down the road in the fourth quarter.
They'll try to move the chains on the ground. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down.
And I think on that last run play on third down here early in the game, they're making a statement that we believe we're the more physical team and we're going to run the football even if you know it's coming at you. Nice job. They've got the ball at midfield. I expect to see more run plays coming in.
Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. They'll go with a direct snap. He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big first down.
Really nice run there. Now, listen, modern-day college football, I know it's all about spread offense and throwing the football and going up tempo and scoring quickly, but, man, you think back to Bear Bryant in Alabama, doesn't it always seem like they've always wanted to establish the run game? They've always wanted to be physical. Bear Bryant would have loved this guy in his backfield. With his physical style of running, man, he fits that just perfect.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They think they can impose their will here with the run to the right. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
Buys a little time with his feet. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. Alabama will bring the punt team on the field. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. And the coverage team surrounding the ball. No chance for the return man to get in there on that one. The Razorbacks offense will have its first possession of the game. And David, we'll see just how effective they can be on the ground running against a backer like this.
But they're going to do what they do, and they're going to feature their guy. He's an elite running back. You're a great linebacker. Let's see who wins this battle.
There have been entire defenses that haven't been able to slow this running back down. This linebacker, though, he's got the athleticism to do it himself.
Not a lot of room there. Give him a couple to the 16. The Razorbacks will hustle to the line. Quarterback on the keeper. Got the first down. Looking for more. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. It's hard to understate how much it's worth to have a guy who can run just enough to pick up a first down, to keep a drive alive, to avoid a negative play.
He's just got enough. Everybody could be covered on a pass play, and he can go and get the first down for you. He can make maybe 1 or 2 guys miss and just stretch the football past the sticks to keep the drive alive. Such a weapon to have on offense.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. On the move. He powers his way ahead, gets 3, but they're still looking at 4th and 2. And the Razorbacks will punt this one away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Oh, that's one that can mess with your confidence. That is horrible. It'll go out of bounds, and we'll see where they mark it. It's going to be right around the 35. Here comes that Alabama offense. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. And don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Power football with the run. And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
How bold will they be on 3rd down after that last run? Makes his connection. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down.
How nice is it as a quarterback when you don't have to throw post routes to get great stats? No, I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
The Crimson Tide comes to the line with the 1st and 10. Leaves it with the back. Breaks the tackle. Gets it inside the 30, down to the 27. A pickup of...
And as an offensive coordinator, you don't need the perfect play with this guy. he's going to make the play perfect for you because he makes everybody miss. Spin moves, hurdles, stiff arms, speed, whatever it takes to move the sticks and score time.
And the ball slipped out. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders... turnover. We've got a timeout here as this coach is challenging the call. He wants to give the replay booth a chance to have another look. Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. Just inside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 19. Looking for room, it's Berry. And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Sometimes you see the offenses sort of settle in, find areas to probe after that first quarter. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. To throw, it's Burrow. They're bringing heat. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down.
And you must do that against a guy of this caliber. This kind of QB will absolutely pick you apart. You got to get hurries, you got to get pressures, and when you can get hits and make him feel the physicality of the game, maybe you can take that guy and knock him down if you know.
And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama!
Can't start a game any better than that. Defense gets the stop, gives it back to the offense. You march down the field, you score. They're in a great rhythm now on both sides of the ball.
And he tacks on the extra point. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
Coming after it. Just a short pass to the tight end. They make the stop, but the sweet throw and catch is plenty to give them a 1st down. The Razorbacks want to crank the tempo. The Hogs getting it done through the air, evoking memories of Ryan Mallett.
And that's what the fans of Arkansas want to see. They've always got that physical ground game. They always want to have a little bit of balance, and when they get that balance, they get that offense cooking, they get everybody pretty excited. You might even get a woo, pig singing.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Late hit on the quarterback gives this offense a free 1st down and some yardage. The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. They'll ride the running back and leave it with it.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
Might as well stick with him. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. Better find the ear plugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the middle. It's complete. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. And the Razorbacks are on the move.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm. What better way?
And the quarterback goes down. There is a penalty flag on the field, but I think the defense might have the option just to take this play. They'll decline that penalty. Obviously very happy with the results of the play. Now on second down. They go to the ground. And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. Seventh play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. He's looking downfield to throw. Always a welcome play from the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
Man, that's a great example of KYP. Know your personnel. A QB that doesn't run great, trying to get outside the pocket. Nice job by the defense applying pressure and running him down and getting the huge loss.
They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Direct snap. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40.
Listen, I know that's not a huge game, but those run plays add up. They make you tackle the back every single play. Physically, you have to get some guy on the ground. It takes its toll throughout a fourth quarter game.
And he gets it done on third down. They move the chains, and they'll mark it at the 44.
And that's got to feel good if you're the offense, because third down has been a bit of a problem all season long, but you love the way they're executing at this point, finding ways to keep the chains moving.
On the run, it's Berry. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. So he gets stuffed on first down, and now you have the offensive coordinator thinking a little bit.
Yeah, we're probably going to have to throw it now in this second play. But what are we going to see defensively? Now that they know we're throwing, might they blitz us? Do I have to leave more guys in to block? There's a real cat and mouse game going on right now between these two coaching staffs.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's second and 12. Scanning the field, it's Burrow. Going to try to pop one on the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. He's going to pass. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's throwing to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
Second down coming up. They'll run the toss. He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the first down. If you're going to play Bama tough, you're going to find out really early if you can handle the running game.
Yeah, they're going to check your chin. I mean, they're going to come in and they're going to give you a steady diet of it. Even when they've had great quarterback play and spread the ball out, it's still a physical principle. They're going to make you stop the run. If you can't stop it, it could be a long game.
They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the first down. Alabama pushing the tempo. Looking for space. It's Berry. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's a way to make a stand. Inside the 40, the 30, the 20. Touchdown, Arkansas! And this defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception return. This time it's the defense finding ways to put points on the board.
There is nothing better than being a defender. Seeing that ball in the end zone, your eyes get big as saucers. Go, jump on that puppy, secure it, get you a touchdown.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Rice has the lead right now, but they haven't been able to separate themselves just yet inside this building that hosted Super Bowl VIII. They're up by 7 over Army. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business. Gentlemen?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. He'll start this drive firing. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on first down.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass, locating the football. No PI, able to swat it away, pass incomplete.
That last incompletion leaves them with 2nd and 10 from the 21. Misfired on the last play, they'll go back to the air. Brings it down on the right side. Gets it into the end zone, but wait a minute. We'll have to check out the laundry on the field. The penalty wipes out the big play and the touchdown. It is just a punch in the gut for any offense. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Looking downfield, it's Burrow. Gets it out quickly. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete to the right. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Looks as if the Tide will punt it away.
You know, the tight end's going to have to do a better job of separating and giving his quarterback a place to go with the football. That time just couldn't create it, and as a result, as soon as he made the catch, he was brought to the ground, setting up 4th down.
And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistake.
And the defense. The quarterback, and down he goes. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. They've already racked up big sack numbers. It's starting to snowball, and they are ready to go again. He wants to pass it on 2nd down. The freshman quarterback very fortunate for that one to fall incomplete.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
And there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. The Razorbacks will bring the punt team onto the field. He'll call for the fair catch here. Here comes that Alabama offense. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
He tried to find some running room, but they get him stopped.
And I can't tell you how much I love seeing corners being up and tackle. That is so huge for a defense. You can't create space. You can't just hang out on the outside. You got to go set that edge.
And conversely, I can't tell you how much I hate it when receivers don't want to block. You got to do a better job on the perimeter. It's not going to be enough in this offense just to catch passes. You've got to go execute your assignment. That corner should have been blocked, and they should have gotten a bigger gain on that outside run.
Going to take a shot at this DB. It's incomplete, and they tried to finish this quarter with a bang and couldn't quite connect. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Fellas, you've been calling a great one today from there in Tuscaloosa. And a compelling first half for a variety of reasons. Yes, there's a substantial lead to talk about, but I think it all starts with this defense that has more than made its share of big plays. If things keep trending in this direction, you can bet a ton of those backs and receivers are going to spend a lot of time in ice baths before the end of the day. And with that, let's send it back to the guys in T-Town.
Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
Man, how about that defense on the snap? They are in the backfield with great penetration. Nowhere to go for the running back. That defense was sitting on G, waiting on O.
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. And the Razorbacks will try to pin them back with the punt. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, it just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing, get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going and something can start to build.
A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior. Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a third down and short. Back to throw. It's Burrow. Ryan's his big tight end. He gets the job done on third down. They move the chains. It's at the 37. Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. Looking for a gap. It's Berry. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, there's a statement by the defensive line. First down play, expecting run, and they just dominated up front. Beat their one-on-ones and force a tackle for a loss.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. The hand to the running back. Running with power. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And if I'm the running back, I'm going to be like, listen, O-line, can you give me something? Can you give me some space to try to make somebody miss and not have another guy right next to me? I'm giving the offensive line an earful. I need some holes, need some space up front. They got to do a better job.
Going downfield for the big play. Snags it. Touchdown, Bama! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half. Well, I'm not sure who was closer to the receiver there, the defensive backs or us here in the booth.
That was great execution on offense. Receiver wins the route one-on-one, shows off his speed, gets himself wide open. There was no question where the quarterback was going to be. Nice job.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And the score comes on a pass from 40 yards out. Here he comes with the return. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of there, you-know-what.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going.
And the heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
Really nice play. When you talk about Alabama and their dominance on defense, especially in recent years, it all starts up front. You have to have disruptors playing on the defensive line, guys that can be versatile and line up at different positions, but create havoc in the backfield, and that's what this guy has been able to do throughout his career.
The Razorbacks moving quickly to the line. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. And the Razorbacks send out the punt unit. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. He's got great speed. And the returner will be dragged down. Here comes that Alabama offense. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. From the gun, they'll try the middle. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop. Line is set on 3rd down. Dropping back, it's Burrow. Finds the tight end. They are on the move as they pick up the 1st down. They'll spot it at the 28. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Now on the move at the 28-yard line on 1st down. Snap it to the back. He now has 74 yards on the ground, and he's been terrific all season, ranking in the top 10 in rushing. They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. He'll keep it himself. Got some room, headed to the goal line, and he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Job blocking by the wide receivers. If you're going to play receiver in this offense, you can't only want to catch the ball, you've got to be willing to block. They did a great job there.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. San Diego State is down right now, but this young man under center today has shown some moxie. We could see a legend born in Snapdragon Stadium today. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to Colorado State. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. They give it to him again. And he'll pick up the first down, but he got drilled on that tackle.
You got to wonder if that's a moral victory for this offensive line, because they have not been running the ball well at all game long. But on that short yardage situation, they finally pick it up, and maybe that's going to be the catalyst for them to get this thing going and spark the run game.
So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. As we start the fourth quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. First down to start the drive after the break. He wants to throw. Unloads it left. Got him downfield. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. The Razorbacks want to move quickly.
Well, if you could give a helmet sticker to this defensive coaching staff, they would get one because of the plan they've had for this guy at wide receiver. He is one of the best in the entire country with his speed and his athleticism, but they have had a plan for him. Whether it's man coverage, zone, they've been able to double him, they've been able to change up the looks, and they have not been able to get him involved in the game, and that's why they're going to win this one.
Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. From the 36, a third down, and you wonder if they're willing to take 2 plays to get the first. Pressure coming. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline.
Yeah, and third and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. Makes the grab, and he's got the first. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. Sometimes we don't give enough credit to a receiver knowing exactly where he needs to be on the field, and they pick up the first down there.
Yeah, and you've got to give the receiver credit, obviously knowing where that is, but the defender needs to know where it is too. Where is he trying to get? That ball's going to come out quick. He didn't really understand where the sticks were, and because of that, he gives up the first down. Need to just be a little bit more aware as a defensive guy.
What a good run there. He has enough for the first down. New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense. Snapped it in the shotgun. It's complete. And he wanted to score badly, but the defense wrestles him down at the 2.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed? After he made his break, he was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
They moved it forward to the 2. Now it's second and goal. They're trying to get to it. He gets it in. Touchdown, Razorbacks. So they get that score that they so desperately needed, and now they've got a chance to pull this one out.
Defense has got to give them a chance. The defense needs to get the ball back to them quickly so they can march down the field and try and score and narrow the gap again. This offense, they have the playmakers to come back and win this football game. They're going to need some help from the defense.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt. Find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure you execute. Build this lead a little bit bigger. Put this thing away in the fourth quarter.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Looking for a crease, it's Berry. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down. He's now up to 83 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long. They'll snap this one from the 30 on 1st and 10. They'll ride the hot hand. Pretty good job of running to get 2 there to the 32.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33.
This offense thinks that they have enough left in the tank here to run the football and run all the time off the clock. They got the lead late. Didn't get the first down on that last one, but it's not going to surprise anybody if they turn around and hand it off again here.
If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Back to throw, it's Burrow. He's got his man. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45.
And what a big conversion by the offense there. With the lead late, you're just trying to stay on the field and bleed the clock. At this point, it's tick, 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 tick. Let's run this clock down as low as we can before we snap it.
We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a one-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. They'll go with a direct snap. Oh, no, the ball popped out. And what a break to get that football back. At this juncture, that would have been catastrophic.
That ball carrier is very lucky. That easily could have ended up in the hands of the defense. You have got to do a better job of ball security.
At this point, the defense has little choice but to sell out to stop the run on 2nd and 7.
Delay of game. Offense.
So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. 6th play of the drive coming up. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
And that's exactly what you would expect from this offense. Listen, when you're in that 1 to 2 minute range and you got the football and you got a lead, it's smash mouth, it's keep that clock running, it's ground game. So interesting now on this 3rd down what they do next, but we got to keep that clock moving.
Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. A 3rd and long coming up here. On the move at the 30. And the tackle was made, but there has been a flag thrown. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Defense trying to come up with a stop on 3rd and short from the 37. Wide receiver shows motion. On 3rd and short, the run and looking for the first down. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing, of course. This team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game. Running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
Really nice job stopping the run, but the problem is you have 0 timeouts left. You cannot stop the clock right now if you're the defense, so this has got to be excruciating for them. They know the offense is just going to take their time before they snap the ball.
Tackle is made, but not until he gets the first down.
You start day one of training camp running your base runs. You need a few yards, you run these plays. You need a first down, you run these plays. You rep them over and over and over again. They're not sexy, they're not pretty.
Headed to the end zone. Huge game before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it 1st and goal. You want to talk about building confidence? Coming through with clutch plays, making